Running a Fever, episode 406, Mountain Magazine, Greenfield Trail. Well, today we're going on the Greenfield Trail. As you can see, elevation 2430. Welcome to Running a Fever. My name is Michael Davis. This is a podcast about fitness, diet, and medicine. My goal is to live a long, healthy, happy, active life right up to the very end. If that's your goal, then you're in the right place. We'll get there together. Come on along. Well, it is about 7:30 in the morning here on November 19th. 2024. It's 51 degrees, really nice, clear day. You can see the sun over there, just in case you want to get blinded there. And we're on the Greenfield Trail Mountain Magazine, which is very wet. It's actually starting my second full day here. The first night, they wouldn't let me check in until 4 p.m. And by that time, the place was covered in fog. Could not see very much in front of you. It's kind of like the last time I was here. But, so then got inside, got a fire going, and then the wind kicked in, and it was really strong wind. I recorded the introduction to this mini series there and showed you some video of that wind, and I didn't even see the view for a long time. The wind literally howled throughout the night. You could hear it howling. I don't know if I've ever heard wind howl before, but it does actually howl. This trail is supposed to have green blazes, but I haven't seen a blaze. I've seen green moss. That might be a blaze. It's kind of worn off. Maybe it's just dirt. Who knows? And now I've come to a road, and this can't be the end of the trail. Looks like it goes across the road. I will check my map just to be sure. Good thing I brought this. Yeah, actually we're just at the beginning, so crosses 309 and then continues on. So this is 309, because this is supposed to be, I think, 1.7 miles. It's a moderate difficulty trail, which the signal trail is, which I went on the last time I was here. But it rained. It wasn't raining that much, but it did rain first night. And it rained all day and blew all day. Rained off and on, and sometimes lighter, sometimes harder rain. I was expecting that because the forecast called for rain on Monday. And so I was expecting a day inside, sitting by the fire and reading. Unfortunately, the high winds, and I don't know if you'll remember the last Mount Magazine episode I did, that first night, the winds were so high that they were blowing smoke back down the chimney into the room, and the fire alarms went off. The smoke detectors went off. Well, the detectors didn't go off, but I saw the smoke coming into the house, and I just kind of, fortunately the fire wasn't big at that point, and I just let it die out. So, unfortunately, a day without a fire. The wind lasted all day, the rain lasted all day until I don't know, sometime in the evening, maybe 4 o'clock is when the wind kind of settled down. After a while, I figured it was safe to light a fire. So I did have a fire last night. But I didn't see the spectacular view, and I'll show you a couple of pictures of that view right now. That if you're on YouTube, that is. Didn't see that until this morning. And last night, after the rain cleared up, I was able to see the lights of the surrounding area. I know you can hear the occasional car on 309 going by. This is during the week. It is Tuesday. So it's a weekday. People are working, people are driving. From last time, I don't think I ever noticed the highway. And this morning I woke up and before I got up, there's a beautiful, colorful sunrise, and I show you some of that in some pictures right now. Some of the surrounding view. That was just total fog. Couldn't see a thing all day Monday. But today is very nice. But the trail is very wet. Fortunately, we're on a mountain, so it all kind of has flowed downward. And the trail doesn't have a lot of mud. There's leaves, wet leaves. And my watch is actually activated and says I've been exercising for 10 minutes. See what the altitude is. 1,200 steps. Altitude. Well, this says 2796. That's actually higher than it's supposed to be. And this looks like a pretty good incline coming up here. We've got what they're calling a moderate difficulty trail. 1.7 miles, I believe, which is more than we've walked in a while, but presumably it's going to be 1.7 uphill and then 1.7 downhill. So hopefully Won't be that bad. Good time to be doing this. Supposedly it's going to get to get down to freezing this week. Thursday, I believe. So, I don't know. I was planning to do 3 trails this week. We'll see how that goes. Saw the sign for the Turkey Hill Trail as we entered. On the way, I did warm up my ankles before we came out here. I am wearing hiking boots, fashion department, with plenty of ankle support. My old Tom's hiking boots, and they are old. Probably at least 6 years old. Kind of rest a bit. This is a bit challenging for me. I've been taking those relatively short walks, maybe a mile or 2 in my neighborhood, the new trail in my neighborhood. And it's all flat. No incline whatsoever, and this is quite different. Anyway, I did warm up my ankles because I'm pretty sure I was wearing these boots when I ruptured my Achilles tendon, and I definitely don't want that to happen. It was also a muddy time, but it was in a downpour. Quite a heinous night for me, trying to drive back to civilization with a ruptured Achilles tendon. Kind of think God has put this rock here specifically for me to sit on for a moment. Thick woods up here on Mount Magazine, which is also, you may recall, what I saw at the top of Signal Hill Trail, the highest point in Arkansas, which was, now that I recall, 28. I think the altimeter said 2811. It's the main picture for the podcast that day. So, watch says I've only climbed 1 floor. That's not true. All right. The altibarometer says 2874. I don't know. 27.1 inches of mercury on the barometer. Which indicates a possibility of precipitation, possibly, which doesn't look like from the sky. Well, it appears we've crossed the difficult, or as they say, moderate portion of the trail. Maybe we can pick up the pace just a little bit. I know you can hear every footstep on this audio. quite possible we'll run out of space on this journey, video-wise. So YouTubers, just a note, we might not have all the video. I have all the video I can record, but in 4K it takes up a lot of space. And this is going to be probably a 40-minute trek. Well, actually more. It's already been half an hour, or 25 minutes maybe. Looks like a naturally fallen tree that was chainsawed in order to kill the trail, in order to clear the trail. There's a state park, so it's doubtful they're renting out to the lumber industry to take down trees. Hear a rustling over there. Could be just the wind. I saw 2 deer when I was driving down here from cabin 13 to the Greenfield picnic area where the trail begins. A slight incline here. They were curious, but not really afraid of the big truck, which is a shame, really. I mean, somebody will probably run into them at some point. I also saw a sign on the way up here. It said bear crossing, but I haven't seen any bear. Oh, fortunately, I don't really want to see a bear in this situation where they can't get in a car, get away from it. It's kind of the danger, the adventure here on Running a Fever. Hiking a fever today. I still don't see any green blazes. Well, that might be one. Yeah, it could be. You need to make them a brighter green and bigger, like a big X or something. It's probably some paint that's not toxic to trees. Kind of walking on the ridge here beside the trail, beside the center of the trail, a little off center, so I can see any rocks that come up or holes like that one. Loving life here on Mount Magazine. Today we get 3 things. We get fitness, and we get longevity for a number of reasons. Exercise, having a purpose, and we're going up again. So long and healthy, and we get happy as well because I'm getting a really great psychological benefit from being outdoors, breathing fresh air. This is gonna hurt. I did go to the gym on Sunday. I've been going to the gym every weekend for the last month or so. It's far less crowded on a Saturday or Sunday morning. And yesterday I felt that, a day after my exercise. Well, I thought the difficult part was behind me, but we're having some inclines here. Says my heart rate's 57, but that's what it said last time. I know that's not correct. This watch is not very good. Looks great. Samsung Gear S3. Oh, is that no, it's a rock. No animal's going to get close to me, fortunately. Unless I surprise a bear. I don't know what kind of hearing bears have. It's probably better than ours, though. Maybe I should have brought a bear gun. Aren't bear guns supposed to be like more powerful than regular rifles or shotguns or whatever? Elephant guns, that's what I'm thinking about. Maybe that's just because of the skin. Not that you want to hunt either one of those, but if you got caught in the wild and they charged you, they're coming right for us. Hope you can see the trail here, because I've got to be continuously looking down. It's an unfortunate part of hiking. You have to stop every now and then and look at the scenery, because you can't look at it while you're walking. Especially here. Though this is pretty much like all of Arkansas. There's a lot of rocks under the ground, including diamonds. Oh no, we're going down. That means we'll have to come back up this way. I think a while back I figured out how many steps are in a mile for me. I don't know exactly how long my steps are these days. If I did, maybe I could do some live math here while we're heading along the trail. Lots of moss, but it's about to get cold. I didn't notice, last time I noticed it was at least 10 degrees higher or lower temperature on top of the mountain than it was down in the flats. Yep. Looks like to our right is Mossback Ridge. And since we're going down, there's not too much farther. We'll meet Mossback Trail and then turn back. Greenfield. Why do they call this? I guess it could be that the picnic area is in a small green field, and that's why they named it that. And then they named the trail after the picnic area because that's where it starts. So when we get to Mossback Ridge Trail, this should be Mossback Ridge. Look at all the moss, but I guess it's going up to Mossback Ridge, so it kind of makes sense. But anyways, a lot of moss. That moss only grew on the north side of trees, which actually makes sense because the sun's coming up. But it's also growing on the ground quite a bit. Very easy walking now as we approach Mossback Ridge Trail, and I can already see the sign. It's good when you see that goal in sight. It's always a motivating factor. We'll have a short incline and a long decline on the way back, which is kind of the way I like it, because I'm more energetic at the beginning than at the end. And the Mossback Trail looks very wet, although this is probably kind of a valley here. Just had something drip on me. Might have been my nose. Nope, something else. Oh, well, this Big Shoal Creek, it's not Mossback Trail. So we've actually got to cross it. Okay, safely across the creek, heading straight into the sun, and I see another incline. Trail just never ends, does it? And it looks like we're walking away from Mossback Ridge. Okay. I've taken wrong turns before, and I remember that time I walked like 9 miles in one day. I remember the time that I was running for the first time. I was only going to run half a mile, or maybe I was running after my knee problem. I don't know. But I was running, no, because after that I decided not to stop running. I ran like a mile. Only planned to run half a mile. So, got a lot of glare here just blinding us from the sun. A lot of memories on the Running a Fever show. Over 400 episodes now. Going on 8 years. Celebrated 7 years. As I record this, we're actually just 2 days, 17th. So Sunday was 7 years. But as you're listening to it, we'll be heading towards 8 years. Although I guess we are technically now, so. Keep trudging. Keep trudging till you reach the goal. Hard to see, but I think there may be a sign ahead. Trying to keep the sun out of the lens, but we're facing east, we're heading east, and it's morning. All right, it's got to be a Mossback Trail, even though it doesn't say so, because we're at a T. Visitor Center is down this way. Greenfield is that way. Lodge is that way. So, I'm surprised they don't have a Mossback Ridge sign. But I'm going to touch the sign and head back. I mean, I can prove to you that this is the Mossback Trail by looking at this magazine, or this, I say magazine because it says magazine right in front of me. There you go. Greenfield Trail meets Mossback Ridge Trail, and goes back to the lodge and goes to the Greenfield. So this is definitely Mossback Ridge Trail. And now we're at 1.7 miles, which may be the longest I've walked in a long time. Certainly by the time we get back, it will be the longest in a very long time, because that will be 3.4. Good thing Most of this is downhill. And you get to see the other side of the trees. Same trail, but you get to see the other side of the trees. Heading west now. Go west, young man. Go west. Try to pick up the pace a little going downhill. Being careful not to trip. Tree branch jumped out and bit me. Fashion Report, the new Champion black sweatpants. I don't think they're as good as the last one because they're like 50% acrylic. So it's like a fleece or something. Probably a little spandex in there because they do stretch. And then most of the other half's probably cotton, but not as good as the old ones, but they don't have holes in them, so except for the 3. 2 for legs and 1 for the body. That's a wet log. That's a wet tree. Pretty rough terrain here. Take it slow. Wet, slimy, mossy tree I just grabbed onto. So I'm hoping the new Champion sweatpants are a little too tight right now, and they don't seem to be loosening up because they're not cotton. But I think I might try airing them dry instead of putting them in the dryer. That probably would help. But I'm hoping that they fit a little better as time goes by because I've lost from the high point this year. I've lost about, last time I weighed, 34 pounds. Down to 240, well, I guess 250 maybe was the last time I weighed, so that would be 33 pounds. I've been down as low as 247, but, and how am I doing it this time? Well, it's not the most healthy way. It's not starvation. I'll tell you that right off, because starvation is dangerous, and I've been through that before, saw the results. So, not going to do that, but I'm having protein shakes for 2 meals a day. And then Big Shoal Creek. I guess it starts or ends at the Big Shoals. All right. Ugh. Very careful. Crossing the creek. It's almost better to put your foot in the water, but that'd be uncomfortable. So I'm having 2 shakes per day, and I've been trying some different stuff. This morning I had BCAA shake where I let out here, and when I get back, I'm going to have a whey protein shake. It's a new brand that I found in the grocery store that didn't have the optimal nutrition, or optimum, I can't remember, ON, that I have at home. I wanted to be sure I had enough for the trip because I am going to have 8 meals, something like that. And then Then I'm having dinner, which is not a tiny meal, but not a binge either. It's maybe large, depends on the day. Sometimes it's large calorie-wise, sometimes it's not. But yeah, I got to be careful with that one because some of the meals I've tried, I have to adjust because I picked up a pound or two the next day. Here we go uphill. I remember we had that downhill on the way down. Or on the way up. It's technically down, but on the way out, I suppose, out the trail, in the trail. We're going in the trail now. And it's getting rather warm. Temperature's probably warming up, but I've also got my hoodie on, so it makes it a little warmer. It's okay, it's good. A little uncomfortable temperature is good for longevity, as we learned in the Aging Reversed series. So I hope to continue losing weight and these pants will get looser. Well, folks, we've been going almost an hour. Let's say it took me 5 minutes to get here. So probably 55 minutes at this point, which is pretty slow, but slow relative to level ground. And I don't think we'll speed up a whole lot going downhill because you got to be just as careful as you do going uphill. I didn't memorize the position of every rock. I didn't see every rock. Or, in this case, tree. I don't remember stepping over that tree, but I guess I did. Probably because I was still thinking about this rock. And they probably need to reblaze these trails. Cabin 13 is very nice. It's very similar to the Cabin 11 that I had last time. Except it's got 3 bedrooms instead of 1. And there's no washer and dryer, which is, it's okay. Got enough clothes. I didn't even use it last time, but I didn't have any soap either, so I brought some soap this time, but I don't need to use it. We might have one more uphill section, if memory serves. There are a couple of easy trails here at Mount Magazine. That Benefield Trail, the Benefield area that you saw the sign for at Mossback Ridge Trail. There's a Benefield Loop, or 2 Benefield Loops, a Benefield Trail, centered around the Benefield picnic area, kind of like the Greenfield picnic area. That is an easy trail. This is a moderate trail. I don't think I want to go above moderate this trip. I'll be very careful here. That going down may be slower than going up. And I can feel it in my legs too. Depends how steep it is. No injuries net, knock on a tree. No twisted ankle, no ruptured Achilles tendon, no knee fracture. My back is kind of sore. Of course, that may have something to do with the workout on Sunday. May have something to do with that. But I took Advil before I came out. I'll probably use a lidocaine patch when I get back. Something that was prescribed for me when I came in with the serious back pain. A little more. This guy is just not going to let go of me. Really likes me. Thought I might have brought the other stuff that I could have just put on before I came out here. Danger, danger, danger. You don't realize the danger until you've been seriously injured. And then it takes on a whole new meaning here, hiking. Makes you real cautious. We've seen it a few times on the show. First time was probably when I injured my knee running and decided that running was not a good idea for me. Happened, I don't know, probably a little over a month after I started the show. And if you haven't listened to all those podcasts from the early days, then think about going back and just checking them out and just letting them roll for a while. Some of those were longer than the ones today. This one's probably going to be pretty long, though the video might not be as long. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been able to record 4K for an hour. And I've got a 32 gig card, but I don't think that's enough. And we're at over an hour now, so. But you saw the whole trail, I think, hopefully, or most of it. By the way, now all of the podcasts are available on YouTube. All the audio podcasts are available in a playlist called Running a Fever. They will be automatically uploaded separately from these videos that I upload. So there'll be at least 2 for every episode, even though I'm trying to do video for every single episode now. Doesn't make a lot of sense to do video on the same trail over and over again, and I don't think I could come up with something different every time. Although they look slightly different every time. A different time of day, different time of year, different various people walking by. I think we're on the downhill proper now. This is really rough territory here. Areas like this, it's actually easier going up than it is going down. I am cooling off a bit, so I guess I'm not exerting as much as I did on the way up. But it's really, really treacherous here. Having to slow down quite a bit. Let's take the high road here, see if that's any better. Still too many leaves. Too many unknowns. And I'm sure there's a lot of people hiking this trail, but it's right after a storm, a very windy storm, so whatever leaves had been left on these trees were certainly blown away. There were very high winds. I don't know what they were, but they were high winds. One of the great benefits of staying here at Mount Magazine is the cabins have hot tubs. And given how I feel now, the hot tub is going to feel very good on the way back, or when I get back. Have my breakfast shake and just sit in 104 degree water for a while. And hopefully that'll make tomorrow easier if I decide to come out tomorrow. If I do, it's probably going to be on the shorter Turkey Hill Trail or on the Greenfield trail, which is marked as easy. There's another easy trail called, what's the other one? Will's Apple Road Trail. But it's longer. It's, I believe, they call a multi-use trail, which probably means that you can, I don't know, take motorized vehicles on it. The Turkey Hill Trail is an old wagon road. That's what they call it. From, I guess, back when you had wagons and mules up here. Feel sorry for the mules, but it's kind of like when I look at Fayetteville. Fayetteville is very hilly, and they got the university there. It was built back in the 1800s, and of course there were no trucks back then or any kind of machinery that, I mean, they had machinery, but might have been some steam machinery. So getting up those hills, why they chose to build there is beyond me. But see, you can't even grab hold of the tree without it moving. All right. See something in the trees ahead, or through the trees ahead. It looks like it may be a building. We haven't crossed 309 yet. And I can hear 309, so I think we're definitely close. In fact, I can see it now. Can you see it? I think you can. Well, no, you can't. We don't even have a crossing, pedestrian crossing here. Gotta stay vigilant even though I'm tired. Work through the tired. I think that's one of the keys to success in life. Gotta work when you're tired. Or when you're tired of it. There's the maintenance crew emptying the trash at the Greenfield picnic area. Those BCAAs should be kicking in and rebuilding muscle. And ready for the big whey protein food that's to come. And my legs are shaking, folks. Not because this is a super difficult trail, but it's just challenging for the point in my fitness that I am right now. But I'm glad I was able to do it. And got my phone, so we'll get a little, well, I don't have my phone. Okay. That's interesting. Hopefully it's back in the cabin. But I did get these signs going in, so just in case you can still see it. I'm sure you can't, but there it is in the sun. Greenfield Trail. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I certainly have, and remember, if you got the fever, keep it. If you don't, catch it, and I will talk to you next time on Run Your Fever.